Sharing my quarterly content planning setup in a square bullet journal. Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. I am Natasha of Natasha Miller Creates, and today I am sharing more bullet journal content with you. And this is a continuation from my last video, which was setting up a content plan in a bullet journal. And this time I'm setting up the actual layouts that I'm going to use for my quarterly planning. I decided to plan 3 months at a time. That way I can kind of get a better feel of looking ahead and knowing how much work to do when. I know that sounds silly, but my time management has really taken a hit. So I'm hoping this is going to help. So I am incorporating tabs again. In my last video, I called 2023 my half year of tabs. I think every bullet journal I've done, I've put tabs in so far. And I'm following the same decorative kind of elements that I used in the previous setup, which was to pick a decorative washi tape, pick some accent washi tapes, match my acrylographs to the washi tapes, and then color in my tabs with the acrylographs. And the layout you see me start off with is a 3-month overview, or a 3-month view. So a monthly view, but for 3 months. I'm incorporating important dates, a to-do list, and then the mini goal that I'm going to focus on for the 3 months. Now, the mini goal might not take 3 months to finish, and that's fine. I'll finish what I chose and then start a new one. Or if I hit a roadblock in one of the mini goals, I could work on another one while I wait or while I resolve the issue with the previous mini goal. It's just flexibility, but still to keep things on my radar. As you can see, I'm stamping again. I did switch out my stamp sets from the original or the first setup video to my favorite Amy Tangerine stamps. Those are no longer available, but I have linked similar ones that you can check out. The months I stamped with a super fun Ellie Edwards stamp, and then I have incorporated my little alphabet wooden letter stamps again, and I use those for my smaller headings. I regretted it a little bit. It was a lot of stamping, but I do like stamping. If you want more videos on how to use or how to start stamping in your bullet journal, let me know down below. I'm more than happy to help. I think it's so much fun. I think a lot of people will use stickers, and while I love stickers and stickers is such a great shortcut, it does create bulk to your journal, especially if you're using them in the same spots all the time. Not necessarily the case in this journal, but I set up a third bullet journal, which I will be sharing with you probably by the end of the month. But yeah, I wanted to limit the amount of bulk in my journals. So that was the big focus there. So the important dates will span things like when I'll be away. So I know I have to kind of do a lot of work ahead of time to make up for that time that I'll be away, as well as important dates like Halloween and Thanksgiving, days like that, so that I can plan to have something for that day for social media. And then for my to-do list, that's just basically an overall look at what needs to be done. So, okay, that was a word salad. In my to-do list, I've incorporated ideas such as formulating content for October and November. So I have some ideas, and now it's just putting it together and figuring out when I'll be able to get it done. So where can I publish it? And then sketching my monthly setup themes. So I have October planned that I've started sketching already. But then to kind of get ahead and get November and December planned, I guess. Ooh, December. Sorry. So it's just September and it's already planning into December, which is crazy to me. But anyways, here I am setting up a newsletter layout. Now, the initial idea I had for this page has changed. So one of my smaller goals was to better develop my newsletter, and I've been thinking about this for a few months now, and I'm comfortable with what my idea is. So I don't really need these pages. So I was going to use them to structure my newsletters, but I'm pretty happy with the structure I've come up with. So instead, I'm going to be using these pages to capture my to-do lists. So there are certain creative elements that I want to incorporate or I want to do and do tutorials on. So that's what this is for, just capturing those to-dos. I'm very proud of myself. I have my October newsletter already planned, other than the personal stuff that I share. Obviously, I can't plan that. But the juicier stuff that makes it fun, I've planned that part. So if you're curious what that is, make sure to sign up. I have decided to name my newsletter The Creative Canvas, and it's just going to be that pop of creativity in your inbox. And it'll be monthly. So if you're interested, check that out. Yeah, I included a brain dump section, which is fine. I can throw some thoughts and ideas in there. This is definitely where I have a great workflow between my journal and my Notion. So my newsletter drafts are sitting in Notion, so super easy to copy paste and work on things through Notion. But here I have the actual meatier to-dos, which I really like. I don't like Notion for my to-do lists. It's just my thing. I've always done to-do lists on paper. So I like having it on paper. So having my to-do lists like this is going to be fantastic. And then, as always, I am labeling my tabs with a white jelly roll. I believe it is a size 1 or 10. I don't know. Depends on how you see it. But it's definitely the thicker nib. Now, this layout is the actual meat of this content planner, and this is a workflow chart. And just quickly, I'm sorry about the focus going in and out like this. I don't know why my camera was doing this. I was playing with it, but still. So this layout is the main meat of this content planner, and this is my workflow. I have done this layout before in previous bullet journal setups that I've linked down below. It's based off of a Kanban board, and basically the idea is I will be using sticky notes and moving them through this chart. So I have included the headings for ideas, in progress, ongoing, expedited, and on hold. So for my ideas, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's where I'm going to put the ideas that I have for the months that are coming. If you watch my previous video, I set up a content ideas page as part of the beginning journal setup. And if I'm using sticky notes, I will jot down ideas on sticky notes or on the paper, whatever I have. And then if it's on the paper, I'll transfer it to a sticky note. And that's when it will come into the ideas section for that planning cycle, for that quarterly cycle. And once I start working on the idea, the content idea, it'll go into in progress. For my ongoing column, that's going to be things like my monthly setups that I consistently do, bullet journal setups that for 2024, for example. Those are kind of given, those are always going to be there, and not always, but in the foreseeable future, those are always going to be there. So those tend to go in my ongoing block, as well as the prompts in my newsletter that I share. Those I've put in there as well. Under expedited will be items that I want to share right away or as soon as possible. And another example of that would be the journaling prompts that I share in my newsletter. I actually have a bunch of items on there now that I need to get ready to share. And then on hold, I shouldn't use this column or the square that much. If I come up with an issue with the project, or if I'm doing a pen review and I'm waiting to receive a set of pens, then that will go on hold until I receive those pens, and then it will hopefully go back to in progress. As it stands now, I have different colored sticky notes for the different category of things I'm working on. So bullet journal setups, tutorials, reviews, journaling prompts. We'll see how long that lasts. I like the idea in concept, but if I don't have the right color sticky note, I don't want to stress about it. I just want to get on with it and get the content done. So we'll see how that goes. I will keep you posted when I do my next quarterly planning setup. And yeah, I do like this workflow situation. My Kanban, my Notion has a similar setup for a Kanban board. So basically those two will move simultaneously. A lot of my content, I start writing it in Notion, and so that's how the two are going to work together. I also brain dump ideas into Notion and do the research, and then I'm able to write blog posts from there, which then the sticky notes will move from in progress to the layouts that I'm setting up now, which are the calendar pages. So I've made individual calendar pages for September, October, and November. They pretty much take up the entire 2 pages so that I'm able to fit a sticky note into the square. The sticky note doesn't fit completely, which is fine. It would be nice if it did, but I have enough sticky notes to get through that. I'm not going to order new sticky notes just to make them fit in these squares. Like, I'm trying to be reasonable. So the sticky note will start its journey under content ideas, then move into in progress, ongoing, or expedited. And once I have that content ready to go, it will move into this calendar. Then the other thing that I haven't mentioned is I do have a blog video kind of tracker in my regular bullet journal setup, and I'm still using that. I wanted to keep that in my main journal for just various reasons. I'm more likely to have my main journal with me than my content journal right now. And so I just kind of wanted to keep that with me until I get comfortable with having my content journal permanently with me. And then I will probably move that blog video tracker into my content planner, into this journal, probably for 2024. I know it's only been a few days, but I'm already really enjoying this planner and how it's helping my brain kind of sort through things. I wanted to include my stamping in this because I always play little games in my head when I'm stamping like this. So this game was, can I stamp all the numbers touching the numbers only once? And the answer on this layout was no. I made quite a few mistakes. You'll see what I did and how I fixed it. I did want to include it because just to show that, well, things look nice, it doesn't mean they weren't mistakes. It just means we were very quick to fix it. So that's where the mistake was. I stamped 15 in 2 blocks right next to each other. I don't know what I was thinking. My cat wanted attention. I think she was in my lap at this point, so I was distracted by her. So I ended up messing up, but I just grabbed a pen. Once the ink was dry, I grabbed a pen and just changed it to a 16, and it wasn't a big deal. There you go. Super simple, super easy. And then again, I grabbed my Ali Edwards stamp set and stamped which month it was. Again, not all the letters fit, but I just used a star. I was actually very proud of myself. I lost a lot of stamping chicken in these layouts, and I was very proud of how flexible I was in not caring that I didn't fit entire dates in there. Will I use these same stamp sets in my next quarterly setup? Probably not. I'll probably choose ones that fit better, but that's me trying to work through my perfectionism. Now, the only potential downside I see in this is that This planner doesn't include my digital artwork / surface pattern design printable stuff. I've trying to think of a way to incorporate it either into this journal or my main journal, because honestly it's getting to be a bit much. I have my main bullet journal, I have my content planning journal, I have the journal that I'm going to be sharing with you closer to the end of the month, and then I've picked up a sketchbook that I'm using as well. So I'm using a Piper sketchbook from Archer and Olive. So if you've been a customer with theirs for a while, you probably recognize Piper, the name. So I've decided, yes, that notebook is so pretty, but I need to use it. I have lots. So this is me trying to use my stuff. Also, I feel so bad saying this because it is out of stock, but that journaling ruler is honestly, my most favorite non-notebook product that Archer and Olive has ever put out. They are going to be coming back in stock. I don't think they've said when, but they have said they're working on bringing it back. So definitely keep your eyes on that. I'm probably going to get another one just to have as a backup in case anything happens to this one, because I will be devastated. So here you see another mess up. Instead of stamping Monday, I stamped MOA. Don't know why I stamped an A there, but I did. And this is me just fixing that. I'm using a piece of paper that I cut off to make my tabs, glued it down, and I was done. Like, you can't even tell in this view, really. So super easy. And again, just wanted to show that we do make mistakes a lot. And it's just important to be flexible and move beyond them. Otherwise, you're going to get really caught up in those mistakes, and you're honestly never going to use your journals, which is sad because you spent money on it, and if it brings you joy, you should use it. Now, I included the date stamping in this because I won. I won this one. I did it perfectly. And I also realized that I was short 2 days, which is the 30th and the 31st, and I just stuck it up in the top corner. It is what it is. Life will go on. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I had a lot of fun with this. I set this up right after I set up my the beginning of the journal, so I was getting a little burnt out at this point for setting up journals. And I know lately my content's been very bullet journal heavy. I will be including more tutorials and pen reviews shortly. Like I said, I'm busy getting my act together, which is the purpose of this quarterly content planner, which I'm excited to share with you. My first pen review, I think I bit off more than I can chew. I'm so excited to make a project for it, and it's just taking me a little bit to get my head wrapped around that project, but it's coming. So this is the final page of my setup, and this is my quarterly overview. So these pages are a check-in for what the quarter was like. So what went well, what I need to work on, my goal progress, my focus for the next quarter, what I'm leaving behind in this quarter, and then what I'm excited for. I basically pulled these prompts from a whole bunch of different places. And I just pulled what I care about and what I want to answer. I'm not going to be a martyr. I'm just going to do what I want. It's my journal. So we'll see. And then I didn't want to stamp out all those questions, so I just shortened everything to went well, work on, goal progress, next focus, leaving behind, and excited for. So I will let you know how that goes. I do want to say thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate you being here. If you have any questions at all, let me know down below. And I wanted to ask, what is the most daunting thing about journaling in your mind? So mine is goal planning. But let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for your time today.